Welcome to this week's version of Workshop Wednesday with MeasurementMarketing.io. We are going to go through an introduction to Microsoft Clarity. Welcome, my name is Julie Brody. I am the Director of Measurement for MeasurementMarketing.io. I have been building actionable dashboards for a really long time and eventually became a measurement marketer in 2015 and started teaching measurement marketing to people like you in 2017, and I've been a lead account manager for all of our dedicated measurement management clients for nearly a decade. Been managing these clients, and so that means we get to see all kinds of different things and always have a new problem to solve. And that is actually another fun fact is I always love a puzzle to solve, so I'm sleuthing things out. So if you have questions, we love to hear from you inside of our membership site, inside of our winner circle. Love to hear you, so please reach out if you're back there. We'd love to hear from you. As we go through this particular workshop, remember the one thing. So it means don't try to grab everything we're going to throw at you today. Don't try to grab everything we throw at you in any training. Get one thing, take it, apply it, make it your own, and then come back and get something else and learn something new. That way it keeps out all the overwhelming feeling and you actually get more progress faster. So let's go ahead and get started with Introduction to Microsoft Clarity. So before we start, we always start with this thing right here. If you're not familiar with it, no worries. There's an entire course out there for you called Win the Measurement Marketing Framework to walk you through this in depth. But basically, we are all kind of walking around blind, not sure what's working, what's not. We are, basically it's chaos. We don't know what's working, what's not. We don't know what to do. And we want to be able to reliably grow our revenue and profits. We want to know what button to push, what lever to pull, what to do in order to make things go the way we want them to go. We have to start with our plan, and by doing that, we have to ask the right questions, get the right information, and make sure that we're actually able to take action. If we're not able to take action, then we're just kind of walking into circles, bumping into walls, not actually growing anything. Once we're able to take action, we need to go into build, where we're going to have results, traffic, and story. We actually know the results. We understand what traffic's doing it, and we can build a story from that so that we can move into launch, where we can listen, we can forecast, and we can optimize. Everyone always wants to jump into the optimization step, but without having everything else underneath it, all those previous 8 steps, you're really just running in circles, running into walls, not knowing what's working, and you're still trying to kind of put out a fire that really can't be put out until you have everything else. So this is called the Measurement Marketing Framework. Again, there's an entire course out there for you, Win the Measurement Marketing Framework, so you can go through this in deeper depth. So let's go ahead and jump into Microsoft Clarity now. So normally when we start something like this, we go through and we get explained like what it is and all these other different things. But you know what? For this particular workshop, I decided at the very last minute, I want to have normally for workshops like this where we're introducing a tool, we always start with what is it, who's it for, and all these other fun things. But I'm going to shortcut that for you, and we're going to dive in directly into the meat of it so that you can really truly understand. So first, I want to help you out here. Microsoft Clarity is free. And as of right now, it is being told it's free forever. Microsoft Clarity is supposed to be free forever. So there is no budget constraints. Microsoft Clarity does not slow down your site as of right now. Obviously, always check and double check and make sure that's still the most current truth, but it doesn't have any impact on your site speed. So there's no worries there. The coolest thing, and I'm intentionally not moving anything around, the coolest thing is that it's always doing something. It's always either recording or it's always gathering data so you can use it. It's a very close competitor to Hotjar. And if you're familiar with Hotjar, you would have to tell Hotjar to start a heat map or to start recording something or whatever. And if you didn't do it on time, you would never have the data. And so I've already kind of preset this to start gathering, to look at the last 7 days and look at this particular page. And so this is just already here. I never had to say, go grab this particular page. It's just doing that because I was already searching for it. So if I didn't have this already searched, I want to go by default to the last 3 days, this is what it normally would start with, saying, hey, these are the pages that have had the most traffic in the last 3 days for this particular site. So we would just then go search, like let's go to the homepage. What is going on the homepage? This is real time. I'm not going to speed this up or slow this down. I'll show you what it's doing. It's kind of going through and building this heat map as we are here. And so now we see the last 3 days for this particular URL. I'll give you some fancy regex there. And we have the different devices. So this is our PC. We hover on here. I'm not clicking on anything, just the tablet and the mobile. Obviously, the last two are the ones you probably use most. We have click, scroll, and this area chart. Obviously, the one you probably use a lot is going to be your scroll to see if is it doing what it's supposed to be doing. Are they scrolling down to the bottom when that's your call to action? Or is everything above the fold and that's where you want them to be doing and you want them to be clicking on stuff? Again, this is in real time. I'm not changing anything. You're going to see it kind of builds itself. And you can see then where users are clicking. And over here is a handy little place that shows you where the users are clicking in their order. So number 1 is always the one that's getting the most clicks, and you can line it up with the one. So most people are coming in here to log in. Then some people are going into the click here, which is our Academy, the product, which is all of the courses and everything like that. And so they're probably coming in there. Then we have free tools. So that is kind of the base of the heat maps. Obviously, we have area maps as well, where you can kind of see the general area of what people are clicking on. This might be useful if you kind of have maybe a blog or a bunch of pages and you want to kind of just get trends and patterns. It would be super helpful. Something else that is I don't know if this is the heat map portion is my favorite part or this next thing is my favorite part. If you know me at all, if you've been to any of my trainings, you know I am genuinely excited and passionate about this tool just because it is so freaking easy to use and so easy to set up. It is just like, and I'm going to, open loop here for you. It just takes just a few minutes to set up. It is not complicated. It is literally a freaking copy and a paste. I promise it's super simple. And so here we go. We're back into recordings. We were in heat maps. Now we're in recordings. And so unlike other tools out there, most of the time you have to tell it, I need you to record on this page. And then you have some sort of limit, like you can only get 2,000 page views and it's really freaking expensive. It's not free. And so you have to be really choosy and picky about what you actually measure. And so if a client decides to launch something, you might miss it. With Clarity, it's always measuring. If you have, like if you're deploying it through Tag Manager and Tag Manager is everywhere, and you tell Clarity to be everywhere, it's always measuring these things for you. So for example, for this, we see that someone came in from Bing, interestingly enough, and we could come through here and click on this little guy right there, and we could get like a little AI report, and it's kind of build itself. Again, I'm not fast forwarding anything. I'm just going to keep talking so you can see that it's building itself that fast. And say the user left the page after 32 seconds, blah, blah, all this possibly due to losing interest or being distracted by something else. Thank you, AI. And so we could even come in here and watch the recording if I were to choose on that, and we can go through and kind of see how the user would be to interact with the page. Obviously, if it was something that we wanted to be able to dive in and see. And so we can see some of these are really long. What in the world is it that they're doing? Some of these people might be actually our members diving in and actually going through a course or something. So that's why some of them might be really long. Usually we do this on some sort of offer page or something. No, usually don't do this on the recordings on a home page. But they just kind of give you an idea that we can go through and see this type of stuff in here. And we can go through and get all the different AIs, grab a bunch of AI summaries, could put them into some sort of Google Doc, and then get another AI tool like ChatGPT or Bard or something and say, give me a summary of all this. And we've done that plenty of time for clients. Go through, get like 40, 50, or 60 of these on various times and days, and get a trends and patterns of using this to kind of understand how the users might be using the page, as opposed to watching hundreds of videos. So that's something else. And so you do have a dashboard here. Again, you can filter by this page, or you can filter by all the pages, and you can see things like rage clicks and see their definition, dead clicks, again, and see their definition. You won't have an exact match of sessions and all these other metrics to Google Analytics or any other analytical platform. Like all these tools, they are built and measured slightly differently, like meaning their data is processed slightly differently than Google Analytics. They use slightly different techniques, and so they're not going to ever match up exactly. Maybe they, for one period of time, they might exactly be 333, but I would not expect it. I would expect the trends and patterns to be the same. So as Google Analytics grows, this one also grows, but I would never expect the metrics like pages per session would never be the exact same. Again, trends and patterns should be the same, and they should not be wildly different, but they should generally be the same. And most of the time we never have to compare any of those metrics anyway. Most of the time we're coming in here for heat maps and recordings, and being able to have that set up. And you can also be able to go through and do a little bit more advanced things like sending emails to yourself and saving and sharing, and there's all kinds of different things that you can do. When I come back to our heat maps, which I have another tab for us, not that tab. Let's go here. Another thing you can do is you have all kind of different ways you can filter. You can choose your different day. You can choose the day of the week. You can device, browser, operating system, location, hello country, state, city. You can be very specific about what you're looking for. You can choose what click text did they choose. You can choose what pages they saw. You can choose where they came from. Like if you were looking for just paid traffic or Facebook traffic, or you want to know what those TikTok users are doing, or that referral traffic from a particular affiliate, you can go through and do a lot of this. Actually, another pro tip, if you do have affiliate traffic or paid traffic, and sometimes you're like, ooh, I wonder if we accidentally got junk traffic. And we've done this a few times in the past few months for clients where they aren't sure if their affiliates sent them good traffic, like they saw the numbers go up, but they didn't see the results. And so we were able to go through and kind of show, hey, of those 20,000 users, no one made it below the fold. And so we're able to do some more investigating with Google Analytics 4 and other tools. We were to kind of possibly those were bots or false clicks. And so we were able to kind of help validate, again, we were able to confirm, that no one really did scroll down with that particular affiliate and that particular traffic source. And we were able to confirm that and help the client understand why their conversion rate dropped from that particular traffic source. So, and again, it wasn't only Clarity that showed us, but Clarity helped us tell a story, which is really, really useful. So, Clarity, again, for free, easy to use, easy to set up. Just hop in here and start using it. So now that you kind of see the very, very basic introduction. Again, I'm not going to dive deep into all the details because it'll take too much. We're actually even being asked to make an entire course on it, which I'm actually highly considering. So if you really want a course on this whole thing, let us know and we'll be happy to kind of figure that out and plan that for you. But so now that you know the basis of it, let's talk about how in the world do we get it set up. So here we are in an incognito fresh. There is no project or anything like that. And so you would come into Clarity to have your projects. On my other account, I have all of our clients listed here. So it'd be client A, client B, client C, client D, client E. All of them are listed here in my projects. And a common question is, well, do you create it or does the client create it? Most of the time I create it and give my client admin access. And so there's only admin or member access, which you'll see here in a second. So it's just super easy if you create it and set it up for them. And then just give them access, make it easy to do that. So we're going to go ahead and create a new project. And if you want to set the timer, we can get this done here in just a matter of moments while we're talking about it. So we're going to call this Measurement Marketing.io demo. And here is the website URL, and we're going to create a new project. It's going to prompt us and say, hey, let's go ahead and install this, however it is that you want to install this. And so if you are using a tool like Tag Manager or something like that, I encourage you to make sure that you're careful with this, because there is a way where you can follow the prompts and it publishes the container for you without you even touching Tag Manager. And if you have changes, meaning if you come in here, like this has 10 workspace changes, and if I were to follow the prompts, it would publish everything even if I'm not ready. So be very careful. So what I encourage you to do, that's not the one. We're going to come over here, and so we're just going to get the tracking code. And technically we don't even technically have to have this because the little piece that we want is actually in the URL right here in our little account. In our project, we have this little thing. That's the only piece we need, which is also right here. So I'm going to press Control C, or you can press just Command C, whatever it is you need to do to copy that. So we are here inside a Tag Manager. I'm going to go ahead and choose a new workspace so I don't mess this up. So we're going to say Microsoft Clarity Workspace, and we're going to say Save. Then we're going to go down to a template, and we're going to search a tag template and search the gallery. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for Clarity. And I prefer to choose the one that is from Microsoft themselves. Possibly this one might be a better option, but for us we choose this one right here. And we're going to choose to add to Workspace. And go through all this, obviously make sure this all is good for you and your company. And we see it was added to the workspace. Now we're going to go back to tags and we're going to refresh because we just saw there was tags. Weird. Anyways, so we're going to come into our tags, we're going to click on New, and we can see here under Custom, we have our Microsoft Clarity here. And now all we have to do is add this ID, and we press Control V, and we paste that sucker in. We don't have to worry about advanced settings or anything. Obviously, once you level up your skills, maybe you do something here, maybe you don't. But for now, that's just what we're going to do there. And we're going to choose all pages. We're going to rename. And we're going to call this Microsoft Clarity. And then we're going to choose Save. And then we would submit and publish. And then we would be done. We're going to go ahead and submit and publish. And from that moment forward, our new Microsoft is going to start collecting the data. So we're going to come back into here. We have this. We can come here. And it's going to start collecting data. Once it has that, we're not technically on the demo site. It's not going to hardly get traffic. So once it registers, it's there. We will be able to not see this getting started page, and it'll go straight to the dashboard, recordings, and heat maps you have there. You can always go through the tour. Encourage you to do so to learn more about the Clarity product and how it can benefit you, what you can go through. Maybe you level up your skills in a different way that we haven't used the tool. And another cool thing about Clarity, it definitely seems like they're going into the AI route, and they're constantly updating their blog and everything about this product and showing you new ways to use it. So definitely stay up to date with that. We'll always do our best to keep you up to date on this tool as well. So there you have it. You know now how to set the So there you have it. Now you know how to go ahead and install your Microsoft Clarity. You know the basics introductions of what Microsoft Clarity allows you to do that we went through before. And also just a little note that you can go through. If you go to clarity.microsoft.com, this is where you can go through and see a little bit more, learn more about their product and kind of the things that maybe we didn't necessarily cover because it wasn't pertinent for today. But you can go through and eventually somewhere on the site you'll be able to see like somewhere it says free, there it is, free forever. It's not always above the fold, which I wish they would. Sometimes it's almost at the bottom and it's hard to find, but it is free forever. And you can go through because sometimes it's hard to find. Like, what is it? It's free. So just kind of be aware that right now, yep, it is free forever. Will they ever have like a Clarity Plus, Clarity Pro? I don't know. But yeah, that it is free. So your next steps are to see if this is the right tool for you, even if you're not quite sure, but you're allowed to go ahead and put it on your site. I would encourage you just to go ahead and stick it on there, let it start collecting data, and then one day, whenever you have a question, because maybe you weren't told about a funnel, you want to know how it performed, you want to know how people engage with the page, you at least have some data back there of heat maps or recordings or some sort of engagement to know what people were doing on the page. That would help you. It's better than nothing. So that is the introduction to Microsoft Clarity. what was your one thing? Love to hear about in the comments below. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'd love to keep having you back with us and learning about all of the measurement tools and staying up to date. And if you're wanting to know more about this thing that we call the Measurement Marketing Framework, you want that course, guess what? It's actually free. We have a free course back there for you so you can learn the Measurement Marketing Framework, so you can level up your skills. And then we also throw in a crap ton of other tools back there for you for free if you want to use them, which most of our members do. It is a part of the free membership for the Measurement Marketing Academy Toolbox. Just jump in there and go ahead and grab your membership for the Toolbox for free. And if you want to join the Academy, if you want to be part of the Winner Circle, which is our entire Slack channel, if you want to be asking us questions privately and sending videos to us back and forth, you want to be able to join us for courses live and do all that, join the Measurement Marketing Academy, and we'd love to have you back there. If you do join us, reach out to the instructors, reach out to me personally. I'd love to talk to you, love to hear from you and see, how you're doing on your measurement journey and how we can help you take it to the next level. Just go ahead and go to measure.tips/skidacademy. And that's the introduction to Microsoft Clarity. We'll see you next time.